Wow, here I am again. I can't seem to stay away from the camera here. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb today. No, actually, I'm going to proceed to destroy Christianity. No. I'm telling you, people, I've been researching some things because I was thinking the other day about, well, everybody thinks that a lot of people think that the reason the world's so screwed up right now and is just a friggin' mess is because there's, I started thinking about all the preaching going on right now and all this thing about, I've read the Bible forwards and backwards and upside down, and I thought I knew it pretty good, but there's always something coming to light that just blows your friggin' mind. Like when I started thinking about, who's the ruler of this world? Who's the ruler of this system of things? Because the Christians say it's Satan the devil or Lucifer. And he was cast down. He was an angel that was cast down from heaven and into the vicinity of the earth and is now the ruler of this system of things. And I'm thinking, well, since I look at world affairs and everything, I'm thinking, well, I have to check out every angle here. Just curious, on certain things. Now, I'm going to say some things right now that I did a lot of research on, so it's all in my head, so I might not say it exactly like it's supposed to be said, but for the most part, I think I can put the point across and be truthful. Now, I want to start off with this thing about what the Christians call Satan or Lucifer. So, I started thinking about it. And you know me, I got to go look stuff up because I'm a writer, and I look at things objectively. And I try to gain the truth or try to find out where things came from, where thoughts came from, because my view on belief systems is that they're just that. They're like opinions. You know that saying about opinions. So anyway, I had to look up the name Lucifer. And I looked up all kinds of things about that and about the fallen angel and about Satan and about the ruler of the system of things. I just wanted to review it, kind of look it up, go back into some historical information. Well, this is going to blow your mind, people. I mean, it blew my mind. My mind isn't easily blown. And I knew part of this. I'd heard it before, but I just didn't even want to delve into it because I thought, oh, that's just crazy. Well, I looked up Lucifer, and you know what it means? It means being of light. Being of light. Can you believe that? Bringer of the dawn. The morning star. It's associated with Venus. Lucifer is a good name as far as like most people think of like light, bringer of light and bringer of the dawn and all that kind of thing is good, not bad. Bad is associated with darkness and bats flitting around at night and that type of thing. So I'm like, wow, yeah, I remember this now. I remember that Lucifer doesn't have anything to do with badness or anything like that. Okay, so then there's the story that came from, let me jump real quick here because people are going, oh my God, he's talking about, just listen for a minute and don't freak out here. I am not a Christian. I am a Native American Taoist. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I'm just giving you a perspective on it, okay? And this is the reason that I don't believe in it, is because it's a myth. It's a fairy tale. Now this concept about, okay, I delved further into it, and this concept about, you know, a fallen angel called Lucifer that was made by, now get this, was made by God, because didn't God create all the angels? I always had a problem with that. I always had a problem with that God would create an angel that would turn rogue and he wouldn't do anything about it except hurl them down to the vicinity of the earth where all of us live and make it a heavy burden on us to choose between whether you're going to be, you know, choose this guy called Lucifer and be on his side, or you're going to choose God's side and be good. And I'm thinking, if there was a God, why would he lay that on our head? What did we do to deserve that? Did we do something other than get created or born or something? I mean, all of a sudden we have this big decision to make. Well, I got to choose this guy or that guy. Now, isn't that BS? And I'm like, I know people are freaking out. Good, freak out. No, I said before, I'm not here to win a popularity contest. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit whether you like me or not. Seriously. I'm beyond that point. I'm just here to speak my mind, and if you like it, or you don't, okay? You don't have to like it. All you got to do is like take it into consideration. And if there's something here that you can disprove me on when you do your own research, then so be it, okay? But anyway, I found out that even the rabbis, okay, had a big argument over whether this verse in Isaiah, okay, that doesn't even really mention Lucifer, the name Lucifer, or Satan or anything. It just talks about a fallen one, okay, that fell, that thought that he was the morning star, and he got too much pride and he fell. He turned, he was, anyway, you know the story, I think. The fallen angel myth, okay? Now, just out of deductive reasoning, okay, and coherent thought, if you were God and you created all these angels and one of them turned out to be a bad guy, wouldn't you just eliminate him? I mean, because generals, in a war, if they have a traitor, and that's what this would be called, a traitor angel, well, they just put him up before the firing squad and boom, that was it, gone. Or, these Castro, when he had somebody that was a traitor, when he was him and Che Guevara, when they were invading Cuba, if there was a traitor, boom, they're gone. Take care of them. Why, and they did it in World War II too. They did all, so that whole concept of like there being a bad angel and God not doing anything about it except going, oh, well, I'll just throw you down to the earth down there with the people and you can try to mislead them, and laying shit on our head. And that's the same thing as like Job in the Bible, man, when he was like, yeah, this is the most righteous man I have. Go ahead and test him, Satan. Do anything you want. Cause horrible things to happen to him. I mean, Job was plagued with all kinds of things. If you read Job in the Bible, I don't even want to go into it. It's too horrific. And God's sitting there going, hey, go ahead, Satan, do anything you want to do. Take it to the limit. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is God, huh? You can have that God. But anyway, getting back to this story about Lucifer being, the name Lucifer basically people even, and get this now, this is the real mind blower. This is the thing that's going to blow your mind. Not only did the rabbis, the Jews who wrote the Bible argue over, some of them said, that's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing that thought that that has anything to do with anything at all other than the king of Babylon, which that's the context that it was being written in, Isaiah at the time. So some rabbis just went, man, that's crazy. So there was arguing, and now you really got to get this. They even called Christ Lucifer at one time, because just the name Lucifer means, light, bringer of the light, bringer of the dawn, bringer of the... Even in the Lakota and the tribal thing, the dawn is good, the sun is good. Isn't the sun good? And so it's a mind blower that they would even... So if Christians don't know this, I doubt if half the people know this. I mean, I wasn't sure about, I didn't know about them that they even called Christ Lucifer. Okay, and this is true. You can go look it up. I mean, there's certain, if you Google Lucifer and you look in Wikipedia and here and there and everywhere and read all the different things about it and all the historical facts and the religious, it's boring, really. Well, it's not boring. It's what word can I use for this? I mean, it's liberating in a way, because you realize it's all BS. Because the thing with you see pictures of this fallen angel, and some of them are like, he's got bat wings, the Gothic painters of the, that century decided Rome, okay, they played a big part in this too. Oh my God, not Rome again, with Dante's Inferno. And so this stuff is mythological, made up. They took bits and pieces, Satan, and then this thing with him looking like a reptile, and then you got where did that come from? Oh, well, maybe it came from the story of the Garden of Eden with the snake. Oh, now how dare they take a snake which is nature's, is a natural animal that we're one with, and degrade it down into this gargoyle, or how dare them, you always see, in Satanistic worship, you see the goat's head with the horns, and it's like, well, how dare them take a poor goat? Did he have any choice in this? So anyway, they created images to scare people, and they had, all of a sudden this angel, there was a being of light that was supposedly beautiful. All of a sudden, later on, when Christianity took some bits and pieces, and they started in Rome, came in and they did their thing, and the pagans, and they put all this shit together, and guess what they came up with? They mixed it all up in a big pot, and they came up with, whoopee, this guy is springing out of there with horns and reptilian skin and these little beady eyes and hellfire burning in the background. And I mean, you couldn't make this shit up, but they did. They did. So this all started with my innocent search, for like, well, I wonder why the world's in a shitstorm right now. I wonder, because I try to give everybody credence. I go, okay, I'll look into this thing with spiritual forces. I mean, I know there's spiritual forces, but is there this big bad guy called Satan and Lucifer manipulating everything right now and making everybody do this and do that, and they're all psychotic? Because what's going on right now in the world. You got to watch my last 3 videos to understand what I'm talking about here. The death of the innocents, we're in World War III, genocide. These are all winners. You should watch every one of them. I haven't had one bad comment yet. I do moderate the comments, but I post most of them, so be patient. So where was I here? I'm trying to seek blame for the what's going on in here. Like there's some bad guy, there's some Satan or some devil, there's some... You know what Satan means? Now here's another thing, it means adversary. And I don't know if Satan was even used in the Old Testament. I know it was used in the New Testament, but that's something that was incorporated. And all this stuff comes from Greek, and Greeks were great mythologists, okay? People, you got to think coherently about your belief systems, because religion is what's causing all the screw up in the world today. It's causing the world to just break up and people to hate one another. You need to have native thought. You need to have more native, indigenous person, Hopi, Apache, Iroquois, Ojibwe, Lakota, anything. Did I say Lakota twice? You got to get out of this European thought, this European mentality that has to do with... Didn't Dan Brown write a book called Demons and Angels? Or Angels and Demons? I mean, that's a big thing with people. It's like, if they couldn't believe in that, what would they believe in? Well, how about some, you know, benevolent beings? How about that all this shit is made up, and that there's a lot of good people, and there's a lot of people that have hearts of, you know, bad hearts. An adversary is, I mean, look at the adversarial shit going on right now. All governments are adversarial, and all religions are adversarial. I mean, the Christians are adversarial to the Islamic Muslims, and the Muslims are adversarial to the Jews and the Christians. And I just said this in my last video, and it popped up again in my research. Abraham. Guess what? He's the father of all those religions. Jewish, Islamic, and Christianity. And Christianity is kind of like a Johnny-come-lately compared to the other two. I mean, Christianity... Oh, people. When you think about adversaries, who's are the big adversaries in the world today? The people that are running the show, most of them call themselves Christian, or most of them call themselves Islamic, or most of them call themselves... There ain't a whole lot of Buddhists and Taoists and Native American spirituality. There's not a whole lot of that left. Wonder why. So the conclusion that I came to, that, you know, or one of them, I mean, I'm starting to come to some conclusions. Let's share our thoughts, and you tell me what you think. You can comment on here and moderate. A bunch of people have been coming on here because they're going, hey, here's a guy that's just talking what he feels is truth, and I take it off of the news. I take current events and I look at them. I'm a strategist. I said that before. There's a lot of other things you don't know about me. I have resources, inside intel. I don't want to go too far here. I don't want to reveal my resources, but actually I am, by all accounts, considered a journalist. Okay, contrary to half a dozen of these other people out there, that I am, since I am a writer and I have a book, an award-winning book, that most people don't know this. I just think there's a guy up there talking, he thinks he's... No, I'm an award-winning author. Now, do I think that means anything? No, I don't think it means shit, but a lot of other people do. Okay, so I got that under my belt, which means that I studied every you know, since I write on spirituality and Native American beliefs and Taoist beliefs and Eastern thought and all that stuff, means I've studied it extensively. But there's always something new popping up like this that just blows my friggin' mind. Well, that's another thing too. Yes, I cuss. Okay? Because if you knew where half of those words came from, they don't mean anything either. They're just used for emphasis or sense stress or for me to put a point across. And I know some people go, oh my God, he said shit, or whatever. I could tell you about some words and where they came from. And they're all from acronyms, okay? They're not from actual words, and they mean certain things. So nothing is other than what you believe it to be, almost. So let's get back to the world situation, because I'm following up those other two videos, and I'm thinking, well, if there's no bad guy manipulating shit behind the scenes like a reptilian, whatever, mythological creature that looks mean, and you should see some of these pictures. I mean, they even got like seductive pictures of Lucifer that's a woman. I kind of like those. No, but you know what I'm saying? You can put any image out there that you want, okay, or any idea. The point I'm trying to make here, really, and it doesn't have any, it's about all religions, all beliefs. You have to research and see where they came from. Shit. You don't just buy into something and go, hey, yeah, this is it, this is right. Or God or Satan or anything, any good and evil. One man's good is another man's evil. One man's morality is another man's immorality. I mean, take sex, for example. Yeah, I'll take some sex. No, but take sex, and there's a sacred tradition from the Indus Valley, since I meditate and I do Qigong and I do Tai Chi and I do a lot of spiritual practices. There's a technique called Tantra where you use sex with your partner, your female partner, to generate the combination of yin-yang energy and raise your consciousness. I've done videos about it. Go back and look for them. They're there. So I speak on everything that I know about, or that I practice, or that I... So I do look into belief systems, and I do look into where this stuff comes from. So let's come to a deduction here about, let's say, let's try to figure out something here about the world. If there's no big bad guy operating behind the scenes, and we don't need to get saved from sin by some Savior, Immaculate Conception, Savior Son coming down and saving us. Okay. Although there might be truths in all those stories, they've been adulterated so much, okay, by these things like Satan and, you know, this and that. And, you know, there's another thing. Might as well mention it while I'm here, since we're having wars right now, and the Jews are beating up on the Palestinians really bad. I mean, compared to how many Jews were killed, and you look at how many Palestinians were killed, okay, give it a rest. Freaking weirdos. Oh, we hate the Holocaust, but we'll kill a bunch of people. Just, come on. Jews, Christians, Islamists, all of them, they're all one. Be a tribal, be an indigenous person of this land. think like they did, living in harmony and in oneness with the land. And then you had all these idiots come in and just destroy that thought. You know, but what's going on here, people? Why is the heart of man dark sometimes, or bad, or given to wanting to hurt other people? Does it come from these concepts of, because you have these, you know, you have these horrific things. Does it come from these concepts of good and evil, and there being a bad guy with pitchfork? And I mean, this is it kind of is the condition in the world, since it's run by all these religious people? Ooh, almost gives me a chill. It's almost, that's evil. They want to force all this dark crap on us about sin and hellfire, and there's gods fighting and all this stuff. Okay, well, that's great. That's fun. But who's going to take responsibility for the actions that are being done while we sit around and go, it's all because of these religious things and Satan and God, and they're battling? And who's going to take responsibility for the actions of these people that are creating wars around the world and killing people in the name of God, in the name of, it's not even in the name of God anymore. They're God's money. They're God's money. I'm just speaking from the heart here. You can agree with me or disagree with me, but I watch this stuff that's going on, you know, and I just shake my head, and I feel like I have to speak out. I feel like people need to be deprogrammed, you know, like you see these people that get kidnapped into these cults, you know, and then they turn against their parents, and, you know, like the Jim Jones thing, and, you know, everybody gets brainwashed and they start drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, and they turn against they become completely different people. They hate their parents, and so you got to send a guy in there to deprogram them, right, to get them out of that environment and go, wake up, come back to reality. Your parents aren't really evil. That's called a deprogrammer, a religious deprogrammer. And I kind of think that the world needs to be deprogrammed. Don't you? I mean, seriously, don't you think the world needs to be deprogrammed? Because that's what's causing all the friggin' problems. Are these people at each other's throats? Religious people, ethnic people, people with borders. Screw borders. We're all one. We're all one. You know, mankind's all one. Animals are one with us. Trees are one with us. We cannot not be one with the cosmos and Mother Earth and Grandfather Sky and that whole thing. That's the way you got to think, people. All this other stuff's an illusion. It's an illusion. All these cities and these idiots and politicians running around arguing with one another and creating borders and stealing oil and gas and just, you know, start trying to kill off humanity and just doing weird stuff, you know, financial hijinks, stealing shit. I mean, there's not one thing that I would call bad that hasn't been done. Maybe we're all fallen angels and we're sitting here in hell waiting to get out, or maybe, you know, maybe we're all angels, or maybe we're all spirit beings. Maybe we're all spirit beings living in a fleshly containment, and we need to appeal to that part of ourselves that is spirit. and not hung up in the grasping and wanting of things. Power. Okay? For no reason. I mean, for what reason? Because you got more? Is it because you got more? Oh, I got more toys. I got more this. I got more of that. Don't you know it's all within you, people? It's all within you. All of the stuff that is outside of you is within you. And if you think thoughts like bat-winged creatures, isn't it funny that you have Batman and he looks like Lucifer? They even got some pictures. Oh, I mean, it's just crazy, okay? And there's no basis for it. There's no basis for it. You can go look it up for yourself. Half the stuff that I talk about, that the Romans made up the Bible and incorporated stuff they wanted. And where did the Bible come from? Jewish tradition. And man, those people got dark sometimes. I got off the subject of that. See, I always come full circle. I forget what I'm doing here, but that's all right because I'm let spirit flow through me. But the Jews are warring people. Hello? They've always been a warring people, and they've always been hang your head in the dirt type people, and God's punishing us. He's using the Assyrian army, or he's using this army, he's using that army. And the prophets always said, you will be punished. So they have this complex about being punished. Don't you get it, people? And they kill. I'm not saying that they're the only ones that kill, but Zionists that are the nationalistic fervor behind the state of Israel, and the Zionists of America, or whatever you want to call them, are the same. And it comes from this thought of Christianity, this religious thought of Christianity or Islam or Judaism. Okay? Now, am I saying that everybody that's in there is bad? No, because they've been misled. I'm sorry, even natives. Somebody asked me about that the other day. Well, what do you think? I'm a native, but I'm a Christian, but I don't believe that my Christian natives beat up on the... I mean, I know that my Christian native European side beat up on the other side. Well, I'm thinking, man, well, this person's really messed up. If you're watching, I mean, I'm not putting you down or anything, but they asked me why. I guess it was an honest question. They asked me why natives were patriotic and fought for the country and that type of thing. And I thought, well, it's probably because of Stockholm Syndrome. You start identifying with your captors. You can't blame them. They're all messed up from these belief systems, starting back on reservation days when the Christians came in the schools and all that. You can't blame them. They just wanted faith in something. Or they wanted to fit in, okay? Or they have a missensed place of, I love my land, and got the land confused with the country and went to war for it. These same people that killed them. That makes sense, doesn't it? No, it doesn't make sense. It's kind of a Stockholm, it's a sickness, okay? Sorry to tell you that, but... So, that's what it's about, people. It's about, and I'll keep repeating this over and over again, and I know I went into a big diatribe today and a big, you got a lot of information, but you can look all this stuff up and find out that all this fear that's coming from these religions and punishment and evil people and angels and fallen angels and all that stuff, it's BS. If you look into it, it doesn't make sense. Just like it didn't make sense when Joshua came out of the wilderness after wandering 40 years and getting the 10 Commandments that say, thou shalt not kill, to go into, after he came out of the wilderness, they were to go into the promised land, and the only thing standing in their way was Jericho. And what did he do? He committed a scorched earth policy on Jericho. I'm telling you, they got mean, the Jews. He killed every man, woman, child, baby, infant, animal, everything. Burn it to the ground. Burn it to the ground. That's called scorched earth. Kill everything in sight. Yet they just got the 10 Commandments, said, thou shalt not kill. I asked a Christian about that once. Well, how do you reckon those, how do you reconcile those two? That means you shall not murder. Oh my God, really? Is there a difference? Some killing is condoned by God. It's okay. Got to wipe out the evil. Man, that's sick. That is sick. The sickness to the nth degree. Okay? And that's why the world's in the shape that it's in right now. People, get a clue. Get a drift. Get my drift. You don't have to believe a word I'm saying, but I think this is what's happening. People are psychotically, they're psychotic. They have a sickness. And it's never been cured. So it's whipping up into this high state of anxiety over, good and evil. People, just go back to nature, will you? Go back to nature and have reverence for every living thing on this planet, and you'll be fine. If you come from the heart, okay? I'm not saying you have to be a perfect person or anything like that. There are no perfect people. Desire is fine. Everything's fine in its proper place and in moderation. Everything can be sacred. Don't you realize that? It can be sacred. It can be, you can transition or morph it into a sacredness or a mindfulness or a meditation, a daily meditation that lasts all day. You live in a state of meditation. There's ways around this stuff. And I guess that's what I'm really harping about, is that people buy into these belief systems, which are just la land. It's just like taking a person and brainwashing them over and over and over again until they're like, yeah, I believe that the moon's made of green cheese. You get my drift here? I'm not pulling any punches anymore. If I'm going to get out here and talk, I'm just going to say straight shit like it is. Like I see it anyway. You don't have to agree. But you need to be de-brainwashed, and then after you get de-brainwashed, you can think about survival, and you can think about nature, and you can think about the good things. And you can, there's so many nuts out there that you got to learn how to get out of the cities. And nuts shoot at you and do things, rape your wives and stuff like that. So even if you get out of the cities, yes, you better have some protection. And a way to protect yourself. I'm a martial artist. I've done it for 40 years. Worked with the Navy SEALs at one point, okay? In a contractual type agreement. Within that agreement, that's all I'll say. On a hand-to-hand combat thing. So you got to learn how to take care of yourself, because there's people out there that'll take you out in a minute. So that's a given. So you got to know that angle. You got to know the tracker's angle. The tracker meaning reading sign, living off the land, living off the face of the earth, or the Mother Earth, living on Mother Earth, seeing sign. And when you see signs in the earth, it's easy to see these other signs, words, belief systems, seeing what those do and what they cause. It's just like being a tracker, a spiritual tracker. This is what you got to do, and you got to practice spiritual exercises, and you got to snap out of that mindset and come back to grounding yourself with Mother Earth and realizing that you're part of the cosmos. Campfire Council is all about this. It is a sacred organization. Link will appear up here. Go there, check it out, donate, support us, join us. That's all I got to say. You got choices. You can sit around on your ass and not do anything, or you can be proactive to the day you die. These are gray hairs here, you know. I've been around a while. Can't see them. Yeah, this part's black. Blends in with the shirt, right? But up here it's gray, and I've been around a while, and I've seen some shit happen, and it's like, I don't like what's going down, and neither should you. I know this is a long video, but it's almost like a podcast. Look at it like it's a podcast. Okay? Well, I guess that's enough for today. Check out the Campfire Council. Hit the donate button. Hit the, you know, delete button. Whatever button you want to hit. Write me. I have a Gmail on there. Make comments. It's time for some discussion. This Campfire Council just isn't a name that came out of the cosmos. Council. It's time for council, people. It's time to get together and have a council. Like the tribes, the elders, the holy men, the warriors. Let's get together and have a council and quit messing around watching stupid stuff before it's too late. Chante Ishte, from the one eye of the heart. Hachito Huelo, it is good. That's how you gotta be with your fellow man. So blessings to you. I'm out of here. I know you probably had enough of me for today. This will probably be the last video in this series. Maybe not. We'll see. Adios.